What is up, everybody? We are back in the building. Before we get started, please give me a 1 in the chat to let me know if the audio is okay. Please give me a 1 in the chat to let me know if the audio is okay. As you come in, please hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you want more content like this, you have to let me know that you're enjoying it. The best way to let me know is by hitting that like button. So I know that I'm producing content that you are interested in seeing. And it tells me that you want to know more about these topics. Now, a lot of people might say, hey, why are you in this genre? Why are you in this niche? Well, guess what? Everything going on with the Big U situation is a part of things that are developing in our community. And it's really giving testimony to a message that many of us have been pushing for a very long time. And that message is basically the street shit is over. Okay. Crime doesn't pay, not to sound cliche, but all the rah-rah stuff, oh, I'm a gangsta and all that stuff, those days are over. Now people are struggling to survive, right? People literally have work in the morning. They can't even mess around and entertain the idea of going out, standing on the corner, smoking weed, drinking 40s and all that nonsense all day, let alone engaging in a life of crime and expecting to cash out on that in a way that will allow them to retire, as is the dream of many of these crazy, these deluded folks. So, in a surprising turn of events at the federal court hearing for Big U, the notorious gang leader of the Rolling 60 Crips was, I'm sure, surprised to find that his biggest troll or his biggest op, Christopher Lovejoy, aka 600, made a bold appearance. There's no doubt in my mind that this was a tense situation. You know, Christopher Lovejoy is known for his aggressive tactics, the way he is like a dog after a bone when it comes to exposing the less than savory dealings of Big U and certain members of the Rolling 60 Crips. He sees this opportunity to confront not only Big U as much as he possibly could, but also to confront many Rolling 60 Crip members who were present at the hearing for Big U. The encounter seemed to escalate once they left the courtroom in the hallway area. Christopher Lovejoy is saying that they literally were talking about going into an elevator and exchanging fisticuffs. But it definitely showcased that there was a deep-seated animosity among the factions within the Rolling 60 Crips. This unexpected showdown not only highlighted the ongoing gang rivalries, but also captured the attention of onlookers. And it's making everybody question if whether or not the gang culture or the gang members are cut from the same cloth as their forebears, the people who came before them. I mean, if you know anything about the history of these gangs in LA, there was a point where these dudes were like, it was on site and not with fists, with guns. You look at the rivalries between the Rolling 60 Crips, for example, with the 8 Trey Gangsters, where dudes like Monster Cody Scott and others were like engaging in gun battles in broad daylight. And then you look at the situation that developed today where you have dudes who are supposed to be down with Big U encountering one of Big U's biggest ops and doing absolutely nothing. I mean, basically, Christopher Lovejoy is on YouTube saying he showed up in a suit. He was unarmed because he had to go through metal detectors, and they didn't want smoke inside of the courtroom. Whereas we know, if you're from California, you've seen situations where people didn't got down in the courtroom, people didn't got down in the hallway. Hey, I went through something with my family members. My sister tried to attack me in the courtroom hallway and had to be restrained by like 15 sheriffs. So people get active in those courtroom hallways. But the thing is, people look at these gang members like, y'all gangster. Y'all supposed to be like living that I don't give a F attitude. This is Big U's damn near biggest op outside of WAC 100. And his guys were there, and bro walked out of that courtroom untouched. And then when they got to the front of the courtroom and to the front of the court building, they were getting into it again, and there was no fighting, no punches or anything was exchanged. Now, I'm not a person who's going to sit on here and say that I wanted these dudes to crash out and jump on 600 or anything like that. But I'm just looking at people. I'm looking at this situation and I'm like, how are you guys still glorifying this? If a triple OG like Big U being indicted based on work done, investigative work done by not only the federal government, but by independent investigators like 600, if he could be looking at spending the rest of his life in jail over whatever was alleged, you're telling me that a triple OG getting indicted, he doesn't even have enough weight in his hood to where this guy 600 felt comfortable putting on a 3-piece suit and walking in that courtroom basically to troll Big U and other people who are associated with that case. We're going to look at Christopher Lovejoy's video and see if he seems to be being misleading about anything. But I'm just telling you guys, we like, even when I go on No Jumper, you guys have a very inaccurate perspective of what's really going on in LA and LA County gang culture. These dudes are not these gangs are nowhere near what they once were. No one is afraid of these people anymore. I mean, I know you watch, the little hip hop YouTube channels and you think, oh, this person's tough and that person's, man, none of these guys are tough. And I'm saying that with my chest. None of these dudes are doing any of this stuff that you think they're gonna do or they claim they're gonna do. Most of these dudes can't even afford to like rent an apartment. A lot of them are on drugs. And when it comes down to whether I'm going to fight big ass 6'5", 600 or Christopher Lovejoy on behalf of Big U, or go back to the hood and hit the meth pipe or pop some pills, right? And go try to get one of these young girls to sell her butt for me on Fig. These guys are choosing the latter. They're choosing the latter. Why would they fight Christopher Lovejoy? This dude is huge, okay? You guys think I'm big, bro, tall, 6'5", stocky dude. He's a stocky dude. These little dudes, they're pipsqueaks. They're little. 150 pounds, 170 pound little. They're not risking life and limb for that, because the reality is they don't really give a damn about Big U. Everything is being done to save face. And like I keep telling you guys, there are known snitches walking around in every hood, and nobody, and when I say nobody, I mean nobody, is confronting these people or addressing these people. The no snitching crap is totally arbitrary. It's only enforced against people they feel are weak enough for them to be able to bully. And even the put off stuff and the DP stuff, it's arbitrary. It's just for people who they feel they can beat easily. When you look at situations like what happened with the other boy, give me his name, the one rapper dude who crashed his car. Y'all tell me the name of this dude. Y'all know better than me. What's his name, y'all? I don't follow this LA. Not Rockstar. The other guy. He crashed his car. He got DP by his homies. And he was like laughing when he crashed his car. Yeah, Dodie 6. Okay, Dodie 6. Dodie 6 was a victim of that because people in that hood felt like they could try Dodie 6 and there would be no repercussions. See, these are people that these people have grown up with. So when you're growing up, you know who's soft and you know who's weak and you know who you could try. You know who's willing to take it to another level. And people just pick on those people. It's kind of like Lush. Kind of like when Suspect fights Lush. He'll fight Lush. He'll fight Kelpie. But when it comes to somebody like me, he's not going to jump up and like try to hit me or spit on me or any of that. People are out here picking and choosing. And then they try to make it seem like I'm not picking and choosing. Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Because if you run around LA fighting everybody who offends you, you're probably going to end up dead. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. And so these guys are seeing Christopher Lovejoy. And let me tell you something about little dogs. Little dogs respect and follow the big dog just because he's big. So when they see Christopher Lovejoy, in their mind, they're looking at Big U. Because that's why they follow Big U, because he's huge. He's huge. He's a big-ass NFL lineman-looking dude. And Christopher Lovejoy is the same. So just as much as Big U was Big U, if Christopher Lovejoy hadn't matured mentally and got his life right, he could be having the same influence as Big U in the 60 Crip universe easily. So they don't see like personalities. They just see, damn, he's big as fuck. He'll knock me out. So if I mess with this dude, I'm going to have to kill him. And if I kill him, it's going to be very hard for me to get my methamphetamines. It's going to be very hard for me to get my perks and downers and all this crap while I'm in jail. So right now you have gang members who are, they're avoiding conflict. They're ducking shit. But it's not because even that they're scared. They just don't want to be in this position where they can't get high. That's what's really going on. So we're going to go over to Christopher Lovejoy's YouTube channel, and we're going to look at, his version of what happened. And I'm not doing this video to like down the 60 Crips or any of that nonsense. I'm doing it to show people who are, one, looking at this stuff like it's something that somebody should want to like emulate. And I'm telling you, this is where you're going to end up. This is how you're going to end up. You're going to end up in federal prison with the dude who is responsible in many ways for putting you there, showing up to your court dates, laughing at you, and all the dudes who you thought were going to ride for you, looking at him and seeing him and not doing a damn thing. That ain't what gangbanging is supposed to be about. These people are supposed to have your back. These supposed to be your homies. They're supposed to be riding for you. This shit is tired. It's old. And it's worn out. It's played out. And it's time that we as, African Americans, we acknowledge that and we start encouraging our people to go a different way. I mean, I'm looking, man, I watched that 600 video. I felt secondhand embarrassment for Big U. Just to know that one of his main ops is on the internet, free as a bird, on the internet, making fun of him, the way he talks, making fun of the fact that he said he doesn't have enough money to pay for a lawyer? Like, that's humiliating. You guys can say whatever you want to say. You can make up all these stories and you're like, oh, Big, you really got it. It's a lie. Brick Baby's borrowing money from Adam. You think if Big U had it like that, Big Baby would be having to beg a white guy for money? Let's be realistic. It's all a fantasy. One thing about Black people is that we are very good at making something look like something that's not. You got the brokest dude in the hood looking like he got money. That's a skill that we have. But when you peel back the layers on the onion, or you peel back the peel on the banana, you can see that it's all a front. It's all a front. I don't know if I'm going to be on Tuesday's show. Usually Adam will hit me, hey, you're going to be there on Tuesday? You know, whatever. But if I'm not there, I'll be here and we could talk about whatever. But the whole thing I'm saying is, kids, I mean, if you got kids, or kids if you watching, which you're probably not, don't look up to these dudes. You don't want to be going on 60 years old looking at spending the rest of your life in prison and you don't even have enough money to pay a lawyer who will really fight for you. I paid for my lawyer. Well, my audience helped me pay. But, you know, I didn't have to take on that burden by myself because my audience, you know, we came together and we paid for a lawyer. Like, bro, my YouTube friends, my audience, my kinfolk are more loyal to me than Big U's minions, as 600 called them, are to him. You mean to tell me ain't nobody getting money? Well, they killed Nipsey, and I bet you Big U wishes, and I'm not saying it's Big U, I just said they, and I mean the 60s, because it was a dude from 60s who killed him. I bet you Big U wish he had a nigga like Nipsey around right about now, somebody who was really doing something. But y'all let Nipsey get murdered out in the street like he was nothing, like he was nobody. There's nothing in my mind that tells me Big U, if he wasn't directly responsible for it himself, there's nothing in my mind that tells me that Big U couldn't have prevented that from happening. But you see how shit come back around to bite you in your ass? You see why it's very important to take care of the people who are out here doing something with their life, grinding and building something, instead of the Negroes sitting around drinking 40s, popping pills, smoking meth, being gay, hitting each other in the butt cheeks and all that mess. I bet you, this guy Big U wish he had a dude like Nipsey around right about now. Because y'all saw the Hustle and Motivate. Nipsey was down to put up money for lawyers and everything like that to get people out of jail. Now who you got? Nipsey was that nigga from 60s. Y'all killed him. Now what you got? Can Shitty get you out of jail? Like, can Lil Shitty get Big Shitty out of jail? Who is Brick Baby? I think he's Big Shit. I don't know. But he can't. He can't. But that's the way this works. This is what they mean when they say a crab in the barrel mentality. Anybody who shines, anybody who attempts to crawl out of the bullshit gets dragged down and murdered. And then when things happen that need the expertise and the resources of someone like Nipsey, someone who's kind of a big personality and able to parlay that into wealth and fame, they're not there. These dudes literally killed their best safety net, besides the county of Los Angeles, food stamps, welfare, etc. This is karma, I believe, coming back on these dudes. You guys got rid of Nipsey. Now y'all all looking at spending the rest of your life in prison and ain't got a single person who can vouch for you or put no real money up to get you some legitimate defense. That's my perspective. That's my perspective. But anybody who's real and looks at the situation, you know, honestly, has to be thinking the same thing I'm thinking. Y'all was laughing all in the video when somebody said justice for Nipsey. I bet you ain't laughing now. I bet you're not laughing now. Cold game. Let's tap in on this Christopher Lovejoy video and see what he has to say. And I'm gonna be real with y'all. I have no animosity towards 600. I think 600 is someone who changed his life. I think 600 is someone like me who sees the hypocrisy that is going on in this community when it comes to us saying we want safe streets and we want safe neighborhoods for our community, for our children. And he's just sick of it. And he's basically calling these dudes bluff. Oh, y'all this, y'all that. Well, I'm gonna make you show me that you really are that. And I don't think there's any shame in this game, and I don't think there should be. What does it mean for some loser on the internet to call you a snitch? We don't know you. He doesn't know you. You're not dealing with nothing going on in that community. Oh, he's a snitch. What? What? If I got kids growing up in the neighborhood and I got to be a snitch to keep them safe, hey, call me a snitch then. But most of y'all going to get out there and tell. So listen, man, we've all watched the first 48. It's dudes out here gunning dudes down, snitching within the first 3 minutes of interrogation. Please stop. Everybody telling something.
Oh, man, what a day. What a day. Just left Big U's court day. More drama, more drama. How Denzel Washington said, what a day. What a motherfucking day.
Okay, so somebody in Daniel Beverly, shout out to Daniel Beverly. Big U's son is in the NFL. I think he could get resources. That's why he just told the judge that he can't afford a lawyer. Bro, Big U's son probably like, I'm not dealing with none of this. Why would I spend? His son is not on a huge contract like that. This is like $1 million case, maybe more, if you're really trying to get off. If this dude's son got $1 million to throw around, you know what I'm saying? More power to him. But I don't think that there's that kind of money going through these people's fingers. Y'all can fantasize, you know, Daniel, we know you like fantasizing about other men, but I'm just looking at the situation and I don't see that being a reality.
Listen. So you know we showed up to Big U's court date, right? Y'all remember what happened last court date? Couple little minions get to popping it, blah, 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 blah. Let's get in the elevator. Oh, we're in the elevator. We don't want to fight. Let's go outside. Don't nobody want to fight, right? It's crazy, right? So kind of the same thing happened. So let me just tell y'all what was going on. So first off, beautiful building. The First Street Courthouse is a beautiful building. Go look at the pictures I posted. Looked like a glass house. I mean, it looked like modern, you know. Like, look at the inside, bro. Like, I mean, beautiful inside, right? I mean, even like beautiful building. You know what I'm saying? Like, even all the way up, like even walking, they got like an infinity pool. Like, I'm taking selfies in the building. You know what I'm saying? like, come on, man.
Come on, bro. That ain't no damn infinity pool. It's a fountain. But yeah, so he seems pretty relaxed. He seems like the whole confrontation with these dudes wasn't even the highlight of him going down there. He really seems like that was just a minor annoyance, and he was more stoked on the beauty of the courthouse. And this is just pathetic. I mean, honestly. But I mean, he definitely let y'all know he got that thing on him. He definitely let y'all know he had that thing on him. And this makes it worse because when he's at the courthouse or when he's leaving the courthouse, that's the one time when you know you can confront this dude and not worry about getting shot. So that even adds more insult to injury because they didn't approach him at a moment when they knew he didn't have a weapon on him. So what does that say about these dudes who are supposed to be going to bat for Big U. I mean, honestly, and I'm just calling it straight balls and strikes. Pause. But I mean, damn, it really makes you wonder, like, is it really any reason to be a part of these community organizations? Because damn, they ain't even gonna ride for you. Yo, troll is right there. And people talking about, I don't want to go to jail. Crash out for me. A simple assault ain't gonna land you that much time.
Right? Oh, more Louis. Courthouse, right?
And let me show you how ignorant. Let me show you how ignorant people are. This is crazy.
So, take this off. We go in there, and first I go to the federal building down the street. I'm thinking it's gonna be in the same courthouse, right? Oh, more Louis.
What was the badge for? This man is trolling. What was the badge for? Was that a police badge? Was that an LAPD badge? I mean, is this guy really a cop? Because if he is a cop, there's really nothing you could do. I don't know the history of this guy, but look at what's going on. Like, this is crazy.
I'm thinking it's in the same courthouse. So, more Louis.
Pulls off the badge right in front of y'all.
It's going to be in the same courthouse building down the street. I'm thinking it's going to be in the same courthouse, right? Oh, more Louis. I'm thinking it's in the same courthouse. So, I'm at the one down the street where it was at last time. And I go in there, they say, who sent you here? He's not here. He's at First Street. I said, oh, good thing I'm early. I go everywhere early. I said, how far is that? She says walking distance. I said, cool. Eddie boy, let's roll. We on a mission. It's a 12-minute walk. We get there about 1:40. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I see everybody waiting outside to go in. I said, oh, everyone's here. We get there, we go in. They have another check. First, they check you walking in the building. You can't bring none of this stuff in the building. You can't bring none of it. You feel me? So, but they have another check going to the courtroom where they take everything again. So bam, walk in, Big U sitting right there. Big U's in custody. And way down closer to the judge, damn near right by the judge, is Loose Cannon. Now Loose Cannon's got the George Jefferson going. He looked whooped, he ain't shaved his hair off. He looked toe up. He looked stressed out, looked toe up. So behind him is like bleachers for the other five defendants on the case. FJ, Blanton, Robinson, Delaney, Martin. They all there. You feel what I'm saying? They all there. Everybody show up. His family over there, a couple little minions over there, whatever, right? So as the case proceeding starts, Big U's attorney, first the judge say everyone's going to trial. I'm like, damn, anybody taking no deal? Everybody going to trial? That's crazy. But Big U's lawyers say he wants to submit something and he doesn't want to say it in open court. He would like to submit it under seal. I kind of look at Eddie boy like, what you trying to submit under seal on the behalf of your client? Like, what you trying to submit that the court don't need to see, bro? Snitch vibes is popping out already. Like, huh? So when I leave, I call one of my...
I'm not going to lie. I watched this earlier and like everything he's saying makes total sense. You want to release something under seal so no one could see it. The judge will be made aware of it. The prosecution will be made aware of it. To me, it just sounds like somebody's about to start telling on somebody. And if you guys know anything about these OGs, they're the number one snitches. They feel like they're more important than all the little peons under them who are doing their bidding. So when it comes time to tell, most of these dudes are like, I'm going to tell before anybody else tell, because they know once they get out and get back onto the streets, they don't really have to worry about anybody trying to come for them because they carry the title of OG. So of course the OGs be telling. You trying to release something under seal, what do you need to release that everyone else can't know? And this is what happens with these people. They tell you the no snitching crap. And if you really want to know where no snitching came from the mobsters who, when everybody was indicted, their little henchmen, you know, the people under them, their subordinates, would be told, you can't tell. Loose lips sink ships. Well, of course, because the boss doesn't want you to tell on him. But the minute he gets arrested or gets indicted, he's telling on everybody because he's a boss. He feels like, I'm above these people. I'm willing to lose some soldiers to keep the army going, to keep the army fighting. So that stuff was never done to keep the police from finding out information. That was only done as a protection. That was programmed into these idiots as a method or a mechanism for protecting the leaders of the criminal enterprise. And if Big U has his way, a lot of these people gonna find out what it's really all about. Because it's funny how we it's funny how you never hear Big U's name associated with snitching, like he's above snitching. Oh, he would never snitch. Bro, please go talk to the cops. They'll tell you the biggest fish tell on everybody. The main dude telling you don't snitch, don't tell, is telling on everybody. I got a funny ass story. I ain't gonna tell it though, but it's from some dudes in Long Beach, and the dude who told is actually my homie. But bro, man, we was on Facebook, and it's a dude who in jail right now. And he's like, oh, this nigga a snitch, whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. And the nigga jumped in the comments, was like, yeah, nigga, I told on you so much. What the fuck you gonna do about it? And you know what that dude did? Nothing. Shut his ass up, got clowned on Facebook. From jail. He in jail on Facebook. Boy, if you still listen to this no snitching, stop snitching shit, your ass is retarded. Straight up. You definitely a crack baby. I see somebody in the comments, peace be still. El Chapo and the cartels told John Gotti and the mob, El Chapo and the cartels told, John Gotti and the mob told, it's all myths passed down from generation to generations. 100%. 100%. They all tell. Sticks and Stones LA said, I know who you talk about. Anybody from Long Beach know who I'm talking about because we was all laughing and talking about the shit. Yeah, nigga snitched on you and then punked your bitch ass later. That's the crazy thing. But guys, listen, man, I'm telling you right now, today is Mother's Day. I'm about to go get bled. My pocket's about to get hit. I'm already anticipating. What I want to do is I want to extend an offer. Let's watch this 600 interview and let's get $30. Let's do 30 in donations, whether it's the Cash App, the Super Chat, preferably Cash App, the Super Chat, Cash App, or PayPal. The links are all pinned to the top. But if we do like, let's say 40. Let's say 40. If we do 40 in contributions, as fast as you contribute, I will put the link in the comments, and I want to hear what you have to say about this situation. If you got some game to give, if you have an opinion on this case, if you got an opinion on Christopher Lovejoy, Big U, this is a safe space for you to express your feelings. Let us know how you feel about the situation. And I might actually bring it up on No Jumper. If you drop a good point, I'll be like, hey, somebody on my channel, whoop-de-whoop, said this about this. So, hey, come up, talk. Let's talk about it. I want this to be like a conversation. I don't have a ton of time because I got some reservations. But, hey, you guys drop some contributions. We get in here and have a nice little conversation, 30 minutes or so. Let's keep going.
My partners be doing like 20, 30 years in the fast. I said, bro, what could that mean? it could possibly mean that, you know, he's how be doing.
So
So
he said he hit up his homie because, you know, Big U wanted to give some information under seal. I've never even heard of that either. So he calls his homeboy who done been to the feds and all that. And he says, he asks him, what does it mean when someone wants to give information under seal? And this is what his homeboy told him.
Popping out already, like, huh? So when I leave, I call one of my partners. He's been doing like 20, 30 years in the field. I said, bro, what could that mean? It could possibly mean that, you know, he's telling them that he got an agreement with the LAPD. Who knows, bro? We don't know, but I've never seen that, right? So fast forward through this little proceeding right here was to see if they're going to start trial in a couple of weeks or postpone it to a proposed date in next May. All Big U's minions, which I call them minions, defendants, got arrested with him, want the court case to be trial to be started next May. Big U objects that. He doesn't want to wait till next May. And Big U also said that he never received the indictment. The judge says, well, you need to talk to your lawyer. Your lawyer's sitting right next to you. He said he's only seen the complaint. Like, you've been in jail a month. Like, how you ain't seen that or indictment? Bro, it came out like 3 days later. Like, huh? What type of dump truck lawyer you got? Then his lawyer said that he don't want to be involved in the case. And Big U said he want to go pro per. You know what's so crazy about Big U saying go pro per? He didn't even say pro per. He don't even know the proper wording. He said, I'm gonna go per se. Nigga, who go pro per in the feds, nigga? He said he can't afford a lawyer. His words were, all my assets have been destroyed. Bro, that's not the wording, destroyed, bro. You mean took? There's got to be another word, bro. He can't go pro per, bro. He ain't got the smarts for that, right?
Hey, so basically, if you're lost, pro per means you want to represent yourself. That's what that means. Now, I don't know Big U. I got no negative things to say about that dude. But if dude is getting indicted over some shit like this, where they got 20,000 hours of audio and all types of crap, do you think this guy is really capable of defending himself on a RICO? I mean, there's lawyers who wouldn't defend themselves on a RICO. Everybody hit with a RICO who had the funds paid a lawyer. So for some reason, Big U's lawyer is saying he doesn't want to be involved with the case. Now, this is what I know. Big U has a history of intimidating people. My speculation could be that if the Big U ends up losing the case and getting a long time in jail, right? Then maybe the lawyer is fearful that there might be some type of retaliation, right? There might be some type of retaliation. A lot of lawyers sometimes don't want to touch cases with high profile people who are connected to extortion and all that. Because 9 times out of 10, the lawyer lives somewhere in LA County. Lawyers are very public figures. A lot of their information is public. You can easily access it. And he's probably like, dude, I don't want anybody holding me responsible if this guy ends up doing the rest of his life in jail. So he says he doesn't want to be attached to the case. And so Big U says, I'll represent myself. And sometimes that's a tactic people use to drag out cases. And I think that all the guys outside of Big U who want to go to court immediately, well, it makes sense because Brick Baby them is trying to get back to no jumper so they can make money and do drugs. Loose Cannon is trying to get out of jail so he can go back to his wife, his family, right? So they want this over with. All these dudes pretty much, like, I'm going to be real, it looks like all these dudes can't wait to tell on each other. And I think everyone else has agreed that they're going to blame everything on Big U. So they're like, let's get this shit over with. Let's get to the trial so I can get on the stand and tell that Big U was the mastermind behind all this shit. See what I'm saying? So Big U probably knows that. Big U probably knows that. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna drag this out. I ain't about to let all these fools get on the stand and point me out next month. He would rather drag it out and see if some things could develop that might give him a way out. Or he can have time to kind of feel things out on the streets to see if he can get some information that he feels he could give to the feds that can get him like a reduced sentence or something. It's pretty obvious. It's pretty on its face, like when you look at it. Poetic Flacco is in the building. He has a lot of information on this. He said the lawyer told Big U he can't represent himself. Oh, he can't represent him if he wants a speedy trial. The lawyer initially signed off to waive the speedy trial. Big U wants a speedy trial, so I'm out. So Big U wants to I've been corrected. This is why it's good to have people who know. So Big U wants this trial to be speedy. The lawyer doesn't want a speedy trial because obviously lawyers want to build up a case for you, a defense for you. You need time to build a defense. But see, a lot of these dudes are just like, they have the mind of like a child. They just wanted to, that's part of the reason why they are where they are, because they don't have patience. They want to just like get things done immediately, right? They want things done now. I want it done now. I want it done now. And the lawyer's like, dude, calm down. This is the rest of your life we're fighting for. And he's like, no, I want to do it right now. And I'm telling you, this stuff, and even when you think of it like that, it still kind of tells me that these dudes just can't wait to tell on each other. Because, dude, you're like, listen, if this is going to decide whether I spend the rest of my life in prison, take as much time as you need to get my defense right. Right? All gas, no brakes. Why would you want a speedy trial? Now that I see it like this, he probably just has some information that on people that he thinks he could give up and get off. Maybe. But it's all going to come out eventually. We will find out, but we're all confused, right? We're all confused. So basically, Big U wants to represent himself because the lawyer won't represent him if it's a speedy trial. Also, the lawyer could be like, hey, I got a lot of things on my docket. I can't do a trial right now, like next month. And that could be it. We don't know why the lawyer is objecting to the speedy trial, but most likely the lawyer wants time to build a defense so he can like make him, try to win. But it's a lot of things that are head scratchers in this situation. Let's keep going.
But in all, they're going to prolong this court trial to next year. They're going to have another conference with him and his lawyer, just the judge, I believe, on the 16th or 21st, something like that. But so leaving there, right? The little minions got to like pump themselves up to say something 600 in the presence, right? So we leaving, right? One little buster minion I never seen before. He's my minion. All them dudes are short minions, little, but I'm like 6'5", bro. Dude gonna say, hey man, let me ask you a question. What's up, bro? I don't even know you, my nigga. Hey man, you got a problem with you? Why you come to the court? Why you didn't pull up on him? I said, I ain't got no problem with that nigga, bro. Fuck that nigga, bro. I ain't got no problem with that nigga. Fuck him.
Yeah, see, niggas love asking stupid questions. If you got a problem with Big U, why you come in the court? Why you didn't pull up on him on the block? Look, dude, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you got a problem with me having a problem with Big U, why don't you do something about it? Let me ask you a question. What? This is the ops. This dude don't mess with Big U. Why do you need to ask him anything? Either you're going to do something or just be quiet and keep it moving. It doesn't make sense, but sometimes with these dudes, they don't know what else to do. And a lot of these dudes be real slow, like for real, like delayed slow. And so they ask questions that they already know the answers to, or questions that are pointless.
And he said something slick. I'm like, you said what? What, you want to hop in the elevator, bro? You come on. I said, what's happening? Get in the elevator. I'm like, what's happening? He like, what? You trying to fight in a federal courtroom, bro? I said, well, you know what? All right, for sure. It's a public sidewalk right there. Let's get it. We walk out there. What's happening? Well, what you want to do? I said, use the buster, bro. Use the bitch. He like, what you want to do? I said, bro, whatever you want to do, bro. We right here. What's happening?
The same thing I said with the suspect situation. We live in LA. If you trying to do something, nigga, get cracking. All the extra talking and let's go here and let's go there and changing the venue and all that. You're the person who act like you want to fight and you act like you got a problem. Dude, take off. That's like a common theme in LA. Ain't nobody sitting up with this bullshit like, oh yeah, come follow me to my car and all this type of shit. Come on, man. Get down. Get down where you mad at is essentially what Lovejoy is saying. And the dude clearly wasn't mad enough to fight. So you want to fight in the federal courtroom, but you a gangster though. You supposed to have no regard for the law. But these dudes are not exactly who they're presenting themselves to be, clearly. I mean, you could come try to beat me up or hop on me, but the guy who is your enemy is sitting right in front of you, and you're not going to do nothing to him. And you ain't lying, Dave. Dave Sense. These FBA Negroes are definitely telling because their leader is a snitch, Tariq Nasheed, because he tried to snitch on me and take me to court. I was shocked. I said, oh, so this is what FBA about. They telling. They using the white man they weaponizing the white man's legal system against people they don't like.
I can't take off on you, but if you come within a few feet, I can get off on you first. So you either take off or come close and we can get it cracking. He's sitting back popping it. I said, oh man, you ain't like that, bro. So another little buster, another 50-year-old minion who's about 5'6", walk up nice. Cranky Bobby thing. 6, we on the phone. 6, well, what's up, bro? Like, what's going on? Oh, and this nigga over here popping it, bro. Mind you, we've been popping for a good 5 minutes before anybody come outside. Finally, the whole courtroom finally see us walk out. He get more theatrics. Well, what you want to do, bro? We've been out. We came out here to do whatever we was gonna do. What you mean? What you want to do? So then, little crank by a little bus, like, yeah. I said, nigga, you was just nice. What are you talking about now? I'm right. Like, these niggas is nice, bro. Like, man, I said, bro, what you want to do? Man, you outside the court building, bro. Listen, what you want to do? I don't give a fuck about none of that court building, bro. What's happening? What we doing, nigga? I'm like, these niggas come up here to talk. Like, I done seen niggas get stomped out in the courtroom, in the court building, outside the court building. Them dudes ain't living like that, bro. You got, man, I'm 6'5". These dudes like, man, they big, man. Busters. Leave again without a scratch. And I told these dudes I was going to the court date. You know what they're telling me? I bet you won't go to the next court date. Well, guess what? I'm here. Where y'all at? See, they be so mad that it's in their face and they don't know how to act. I keep telling y'all, bro, them dudes ain't living like that, bro. When I was in the streets, I didn't care about living or dying or going to jail. You have never heard me while I was in the street say, I don't want to go to jail. This nigga said, I don't want to go to jail. Well, nigga, you ain't about that life, bro.
I mean, I honestly believe Christopher Lovejoy because he's showing up. He knows there's going to be opposition there. He knows there's a potential somebody could crash out and try to get at him. They're going to be there in numbers. Bro went alone. So I believe him when he's like in the streets. I wasn't worried about this, and that. There's a lot of dudes out here like that. But when you are a dude who's not fearful and scared of your own shadow, you quickly see that most niggas are terrified. That's why they join gangs most of the time. They join the gang because individually they can't stand on their own. They're too scared. So it makes total sense what transpired here. And I mean, he's giving you a little insight into this culture that so many of you guys are worshiping. I mean, since I've been on No Jumper, it's so many people. Nipsey Hussle was not 6'5". You look stupid and sound stupid. But anyway, you'll be surprised like how people react when they're confronted directly. Some of the most gangster dudes, like you see this in jail. A lot. Dudes on the street, gangsters fuck, because they got a pistol on them or whatever. They go to jail, they humble pie. Scary, even some of them. And what I think is the rational dudes, the mature dudes, are starting to expose the ignorant dudes. They're starting to expose the immature hoodlums. And that's what you have with 600. They don't know what to do when they're confronted by someone who truly ain't afraid of them. You know, so that's what's going on with this situation. Let me get some of these super chats real quick. It's not that many of them. It's like 3. Let me get these out the way. Jerron Thomas, you're going to be on Tuesday's show. Like I said earlier, I'm not sure. I'll let you know when I know. Mose TV Reloaded. Thank you for the $5 holler, my brother. I appreciate that. And then you also said that you strongly disagree. Well, if we get to this 30 in contributions, preferably on Cash App, you will have a chance to argue with me and let me know what your point is about 600.
But I know you ain't about that life, because that's why I'm up here. And you know I ain't got no gun. You catch me outside that courtroom, I'm ready. But I don't have a gun, so you can do whatever you want to do. These dudes is not like that. I see these dudes every day. Then they say, I watch your videos, nigga. You be doing all that. But why you don't come to the nigga? Fuck you and your hood, nigga. Now what, nigga?
Oh shit.
Fuck you and your hood. Now what? They're just getting it popping. Hey, but bro, listen, man. It was a funny, long day. I got to see. Oh, you know what? When I walked in, I seen Big U, right? He didn't say nothing to me again, but he did acknowledge it. Boy, he smiled like, what up? Like he smiled and acknowledged him and said, what's up to him? I don't know when last time they seen each other, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But he seen him, he acknowledged him. You feel me? But the minions didn't show up for no smoke.
So if I'm gonna say before you come up, somebody hit me in the Cash App. So that plus the 5 plus the 6, then the homie put 5. Shout out to Rodney for the $20 holler in the Cash App. Shout out to JP from the LB for the $5. So we're roughly at 30. You guys keep contributing though. Don't let my pockets get bled for Mother's Day. Y'all supposed to support me. Hey, the link is in the comments. If you have something you want to say, come up. The link is in the comments. Mose, you can come up, man. There goes the link. I'm putting it again. But I really don't have a problem with Christopher Lovejoy.
600 gonna make another video about the Busters. Yeah. You know, I put up fresh to death, you know, with the suit on and all that. But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Do not be, listen, I'm not scared of no gangbangers, bro. You know, you need to y'all need to watch my videos for people who are growing up scared of thugs, scared of gangs and gang members. You don't have to be scared of them, bro. They're not really like that. It's all a facade. You show up in their face, they're not really willing to die and go to jail. I'm living proof. I move around this whole planet by myself, the whole planet on the daily, documenting everything. These dudes ain't living like that, bro.
Now, I wouldn't say like people should go around disrespecting people or trying to like entice people or provoke people into doing something. But for the most part, I agree with him. Like, you don't need to be scared of anyone. And you don't need to be scared of gang members. For why? Why be scared of them? Like I keep telling you, you're not in the 80s. These dudes running around pulling out guns in the middle of the daytime, having shootouts on Slauson, on Crenshaw. It's different, man. Most of these guys are on drugs, man. It's not good. You know, they might say, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But man, listen, just be a man, be mature. See, that's the way these gangs and shit took over the community. People were afraid of them. But I could understand being afraid if somebody walking around with a cannon in on their waistband and they willing to kill your ass in cold blood, like back in the day in the 80s, the early 90s. These dudes are not like that. These dudes are literally like trying to shoot people in the middle of the night shooting up people's houses. I mean, jumping people, packing people out to a certain extent. But if these guys were so formidable like they claim to be, why is the Hispanics taking over LA? Y'all, if y'all gangster, how they encroaching upon your territory? Clearly, you're not as formidable or ready to ride as you say you are. And no smoke towards Hispanics at all. Y'all getting to y'all money, doing what y'all supposed to do. But I'm just saying it's just not real. On top of that, if you as gangsters you say you are, why do you need to extort other black people like what they said Big U was allegedly doing? If you that gangster and that hard, go extort some Asians or something. They got money. But it's just all predatory. It's all predatory. And the only people they want to prey on is their own people. And the only reason they could prey on you is because you actually believe the nonsense. You buy into the hype. I tell the dude straight up, hey, that energy you coming at me with, you need to have for Christopher Lovejoy. Because I didn't see family members pack a nigga out up in the courthouse over their kinfolk who the person violated. If y'all really down with y'all about the shit, go get him. Fuck it. We might get arrested, do 6 months in the county. We might hit a year and a half in the pen, but at least we got to whoop that nigga ass for coming at the homie. I mean, you do drugs every day. That's you risk your life doing that. So what's a year compared to potential death? Go ahead, Daniel Beverly.
What's up, Bucci?
What's up, man?
I have to agree with you as far as the gang stuff, but I don't agree that if you decide to go that way to snitch, because that's not really gangster. It's not about being gangster. It's just about being a man. If I do something knowingly, why would I not accept the consequences?
Well, here's the thing.
That's just being a bitch.
Well, here's the thing. The way these gang members are snitching on each other, I would look at it like, man, I'm going to just snitch before they snitch on me, because that's what's happening. I mean, you're looking at Big U tell the judge he wants to present some sealed information. What do you think that is?
Oh yeah, everybody's snitching now because it's made to be cool. Like you can snitch.
No, people don't want to go to jail.
Out.
People don't want to go to jail. People don't want to go to prison.
But
that's the reality.
It's no consequences. People will call out a snitch, but don't do nothing to them. So if you ain't gonna do nothing about it, you might as well don't even worry about calling out who's a snitch.
Everybody waiting on everybody else to do something about it. That's the reality. Everybody waiting for everybody else to do something about it. You do it because nobody wants to risk their own skin.
So bottom line, don't do nothing illegal. Stay in school, kids.
Man, that is the bottom line of the message that I'm giving you, and the message that Christopher Lovejoy is giving you, and the message that everybody been giving us. This shit is played out. Everybody dying. Nipsey dead. Big U in jail. Like, you know what your mama used to say, you keep on running them streets, you're gonna end up dead or in jail. Same story. Am I wrong?
Yeah, definitely. That street life is that's over with. It's time to find new hustles.
I'm gonna be real with you. Big U was too old for that shit anyway. He should have been stopped that shit. Go take your big ass and go work for the city of LA, driving one of them trucks around.
Well, Big U shouldn't have been talking, period. Like, why do we even need to see you and know what you look like? And he started liking the attention. That's another thing. Everybody want to come on the internet and get attention for being gangsters. I don't understand that at all.
Yeah, it's become like an act.
It's a criminal enterprise. You're not even supposed to admit that you're in a gang.
You can't even call that shit an enterprise. That's giving it too much credit.
I'm just saying what the law will call it. So you're not even really supposed to be saying that you are in a gang. And you got people coming on TV, coming on your place of business, no jumper, telling gang stories like all this shit is legal.
How is no jumper my place of business? I don't work there.
You don't go up there and you don't do business with Adam?
No, I don't work there.
You like a sub, you like a contractor.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I just didn't understand. I mean, it's entertainment, but I just didn't understand why guys thought they could go up there and tell gang stories like it was legal.
Because gang members do the shit they do for attention. That's the number one reason why people join gangs, for attention. I know niggas that join gangs just to get girls. I knew dudes who joined gangs so that they could look cool and wear blue and wear red and have a gangster stroll and shit.
Well, that's another thing. In our culture, we have women who
Because it was glorified. If you look at the
glorify that.
90s,
Yeah, we have women who glorify that, and then you do 20 years, and they just move on to the next dude.
Well, look at ghetto ass. I tell everybody, just look at the movie Menace to Society. Look at Stoney's ass. I mean, what was her name in the movie? I forgot her name. Her name was Stoney and Set It Off. I forgot her name in Menace to Society. Jada Pinkett. She had a baby by a gang member named Purnell. And instead of the dirty bitch improving her life and getting a role model for her son, she went and fucked another gang member to be a role model for her son. Am I wrong?
Right. And then when she went to jail, she had an attitude with him.
When she went to the prison, right? It's like, dude,
she fucked his little man and had an attitude with him.
So you mad at Purnell for being a thug and getting put in prison for life. So you go give the coochie up to his freaking
his protege.
Padawan learner, his protege. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this shit is glorified in our community to the point where a lot of our women are like, if I have someone, if I'm in a relationship, it has to be with a dude who's a gang member. And many times they want a dude from a specific gang. And that's how it was all through the 90s.
But it ain't worth it, because trust me, when dudes go to jail, that same girl will be with a square dude and be calling them like they holding them down while they in jail, but they be getting banged out while they so-called holding you down.
Oh, of course, as they should. I wouldn't expect any woman to keep her legs closed for me if I'm in jail for extended time. You know, get knocked down. I've gotten the sweetest of vagina from women who are waiting on their boyfriends and baby daddies to get out of jail. That has to happen. That'd be the best stuff. But what I'm saying is there is no future with this stuff. Like name one of these dudes who gonna tell you, I want to end up like Big U. I want to end up like Nipsey, dead, unfortunately. Rest in peace. Go ahead, Mose. Why do you disagree with me? Why is 600 the worst thing ever?
600 was the same dude who was spray painting 6-0 Crip on Horseman Junior High. He was the same dude pulling up to the spot, getting the pastrami fries, you know, pretending like he was a gangbanger, pretending like he was from the set, you know, and saying that he was a part of the set. So
he's not a part of the set?
Excuse me?
He's not a part of the set?
I guess, you know, if that's what the set does, show up to court when people, you know, get arrested. You know what I'm saying? I thought when you was a gangbanger, you went to court to support your homies who was
He
banging.
said he stopped gangbanging over 10 years ago.
Oh, I don't know, man. They embraced him like he was a gangbanger, and he was playing the role like he's a gangbanger. So I don't support him on his antics, you know.
Who embraced him like he was a gangbanger?
The dudes who was at the pastrami stand with him eating chili fries, his homies.
That's just his homeboys, right?
Yeah, but we don't, you know, not we, but gang members don't let people who are not a part of that organization hang out and, you know, pretend like they're from that. And then when someone goes to jail, you laugh and mock them. I just don't agree with that. I think that's crazy.
Are you from California?
Yeah, I'm from Bakersfield, California.
Oh, yeah, y'all got a whole list of problems out there. Yeah, man. At the end of the day, if Congressman asked Big U, if a congressman asked Big U, are you still a member of the Rolling 60 Crips? He's gonna say no. You know what I'm saying? So we already know this dynamic exists among gang members when they get older. It's code switching. When they're around the homies, they from the hood. When they're in professional settings, they're former gang members who have changed their lives and are now agents of peace in the community.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
black.
I don't care about the snitch stuff. I don't really care what he did as far as that, but as far as him making a facade and being claiming he's from a gang, and then when his homeboy gets arrested, because he got videos with him and Big U chilling, like, oh, this is my big homie, oh, this, that, and the third. And then when he goes to jail, you mock him. Like, I don't agree with none of the stuff Big U did, and if he did what they said he did, he should be persecuted to every extent of the law. But
But I don't think
600,
they've been. I don't
he's
think
in.
they've been homies for a long time. Like they had fell out.
Oh, okay.
I think
I didn't know how long ago it's been since they fell out. I thought that they were still cool.
it's like if your home, like I got an uncle, right? I'm gonna pause you because you got background noise. So I got an uncle, right? We were like brothers, right? We grew up in the same house. Bro taught me how to drive a car. Bro used to like give me money, like when we would like go places. Like he's way older than me. He's probably like 49 or 48 right now. But when I was like 8 years old, 7 years old, bro was like 14, 13, 14, 15 years old. Bro ended up being a straight pedophile. I can't hang with that nigga still, even though we were like brothers back then. When bro went to jail and something happened to his butt cheeks and he came out and he started trying to be a pervert and a pedophile, I had to sever ties with him and strongly condemn him. So you could grow up as brothers, you could be as thick as thieves, but when someone starts doing things that are beyond the pale, or when they violate, sacred rules within, the community, it's your duty to call that person out. Because they were talking about allegedly Big U was doing extortion, all that stuff. If you are from California, let me ask you, Mose, do you think that if Big U, let's say he really was doing extortion, who do you think Big U was extorting? Don't forget to
Big U was allegedly extorting
allegedly.
his partners. He was
Okay.
allegedly extorting the people who was closest to him. But
Okay.
let me render you this: if you from a gang, it's not your job to call the police. You gotta handle it. How Big U 58 years old still punking young dudes? He punking a YN. This dude 58 years old. They should have been knocked him down.
But what I'm saying is, well, if you got hitters on your side, that's easier said than done. But my personal experience with it is I have a friend whose wife tried to open something up over there. And when we had started talking about this, he hit me up and was telling me how his wife tried to open a business over there and they were trying to extort her. He didn't say it was Big U, but basically people will tell you those dudes around those areas are actively extorting business owners, people trying to open up businesses. So my thing to everybody is this: we're in LA, Black folks losing ground left and right economically to all these other groups. One of the reasons Black people can't get a foothold economically like the Asians do, even though they're a minority, is because you open a business, you have the challenges of opening a business, but then on top of that, you got some fucking gang member trying to extort you. See what I'm saying? You have to understand the situation. And it's at that point I say, okay, you need to go because you're a cancer in our community.
That's exactly what I'm about to say. Cancer.
Same thing. And I got you right now, Dave. Same thing with Nipsey. It should have been a hands-off policy on Nipsey just off the strength of what Nipsey was doing economically to establish a footprint in that community where the Black footprint economically is disappearing. That like literally. See, if you do something that fucks with the community, call the cops on his ass. If you know we are in emergency, we are in code red economically in LA as Black people, and you're trying to extort people who are trying to give us an economic push, all right, your ass is a cancer. Get them the fuck out of here. When they killed Nipsey, that should have been a sign. That should have been the day we turned our back on all those people over there, them gang members over there, because bro was buying real estate over there off of Prairie before the SoFi Stadium was built. Could you imagine how much money that shit is worth now that the SoFi Stadium sitting across the street and Beyonce and everybody else doing concerts there? See, you can't kill your innovators. And Big U them, they was just too slow or too goofy to realize, like, hey, man, it don't matter what our differences are. This young man is doing something that can change the whole narrative. It could change the whole trajectory of the Black community in LA and LA County. And they just killed him like nothing. So, yeah, I'm happy 600 did what he did, because those people in those moments showed us that they don't give a fuck about Black people collectively. Go ahead, Daniel.
I was just saying, one good thing about it is I think this is the end of that era. The Big U's, the Suge Knight types, that's over with.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah, so I don't care nothing about him. He told on himself. Basically, he should have never. He on the camera laughing when somebody said justice for Nip.
Man,
he thought shit was cute. He thought that shit was cute. So hey, enjoy. Congratulations. Enjoy.
I really.
Yeah, no, I never agreed with that check-in stuff. I always felt like that was kind of weird. That Black men got to check in. Black successful men have to check in LA. It's weird.
Or we're gonna
they
kill
gotta get
you.
extorted.
You
crazy.
you gotta come in with us, or we're gonna kill you. You think I'm about to feel sorry for somebody like that? I ain't checking in nowhere I go, period. No matter how famous I get.
I couldn't see paying that. I couldn't see myself paying that. I don't know.
No.
I ain't trying to say I'm gangster all that, but I don't see me paying nobody. I mean,
see,
I could pay somebody that amount to, you know.
Yeah, but you see what happened when they didn't pay. Quando Rondo came out here and his homie got smoked. And then Big U said, oh, well, you should have checked in. You know, so I never agreed with Big U's antics, but I don't agree with 600 either, because I feel like he was a part of it as well.
Yeah, and you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why it's hard for me to feel sorry for this dude. Like, I don't feel sorry for him because, man, the thing where he killed Nipsey, bro, like Nipsey, that hurt me. You know what I'm saying? I was one of the main ones pushing like Black unity. Let's do this, man. Business. Nipsey was motivating because, you know, me and Nipsey Hussle the same age. I think he's the same sign as me, as a matter of fact. Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not. But we're the same age. And so he was like,
excuse me, bro. I'm about to roll up out of here. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you
hey,
off.
no, you good. Thank you for hopping up. Appreciate it.
For sure.
But, you know, the fact that Nipsey was like my age mate, it hurt me, because it's just like, damn, like, you know, at this age, how much pressure is on us to kind of change the narrative, right? Like, our dads wasn't around. So now we are compelled to be better fathers, right? You see dudes my age with their kids out in public, pushing a stroller, holding one by the hand. That was different. And we feel an obligation to be there for our children because we grew up in a generation where our fathers weren't there for us. And now we are also pressured to like make a change economically, because the generation before us really dropped the ball when it came to doing what they were supposed to do economically, to carve out a space for us as Black people where we can live like an insulated experience, like Asians do, Mexicans do. Like in LA, a Mexican can have a totally Mexican experience. They don't got to go to the white man or to the Black man to go to the dry cleaners or the grocery store or the gas station or anywhere. You know what I'm saying? They can do all that exclusively with their people. And there's nothing wrong with that. I applaud them for that. An Asian can have a totally Asian experience in LA where they don't got to interact with no other race of people and get everything they need, whether it's fast food, breakfast, lunch, dinner, dry cleaners, mechanic, all that. African Americans can't do that. Only place African Americans can do that is maybe in the South or like Chicago, right? And even there, they can't. It's hard to do that. I'm not hating on no other group. I'm just saying we want what you guys got. They got the Chinatown. They got East LA. You know what I'm saying? They got Little Ethiopia. Where's Little Blacktown? Where's whatever we would call it? We don't got it. Why? Because the generations before us gave that up. And then the generations immediately preceded us, They just didn't see the need. Their number one goal was trying to get access to what white folks had. And so they dropped the ball on that. So when you're my age, you're caught in between, you're caught in between, like, the changing of the times. And it's like, yo, we got to do it. We got to make up for where they fucked up. And so when they killed Nipsey, man, that broke my heart, because he was putting his money where his mouth is. He was doing what we have been challenging rappers and shit to do for decades. And they just killed him like a dog. Like, I really developed a hatred for them dudes over there. Not like I want to do nothing to them, but like, y'all niggas is so weak. Y'all let some bullshit like that going on y'all watch in y'all neighborhood like that. That's some bullshit. Straight up.
The reason
Go
for
ahead,
him
Daniel.
getting killed, the reason for him getting killed seemed real weak too.
Bullshit.
It was a real hidden agenda, because it
That
couldn't
was
have been it couldn't have been that little conversation.
No.
It was deeper than that.
No. That was some higher up nigga putting a hit on him. And I think that higher up dude is the dude sitting in jail right now. But that's allegedly. Shout out to Mike Kimbrew. What up, my brother?
What's up,
Looking
Brandon?
like a real executive.
Oh, good, man. Hey, real quick.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm putting your business out here. This guy, Mike Kimbrew, is the director, the producer of the movie Doing Hard Time with Boris Kojo. Y'all know that movie where the dude get killed in the shower when Boris Kojo killed the dude who killed his son? This fool is the director. He's the guy who made that movie. I didn't know that. Go ahead,
Yes,
Mike.
sir. Yeah, hey, thank you for having me, Brandon. I want to talk about what you were saying about having a business in that neighborhood. I actually have a marijuana dispensary in their neighborhood on Western and Florence. But I have an Asian guy who's the front. They have no idea that I own that shop. Because if they knew that a black guy owned that shop, they would be extorting me like a motherfucker. But the gang members are in there every day hanging out with my Asian business partner. They're so cool with my Asian business partner. They love him to death. They don't extort him. But if they knew a black man owned it, they would extort me. So it's sickening the way they only extort their own people. They make their own people check in. They don't make Justin Bieber check in when he comes to town. They don't make no white artists check in, but they make their own people check in. So I say the gangbangers need to put down the red and blue flags and pick up the Confederate flag, because they're doing the KKK's work. That's what they're doing.
Hey, listen, straight from the horse's mouth. He was a business owner in that hood. Y'all think I'll be up here just making shit up. These fools prey on other black people and are terrified to try to do that shit with other races. Yeah. Terrified. So if an entity is only preying on you, wouldn't the natural response be to eliminate that threat? Absolutely. So y'all dudes out here worshiping this shit, you just look dumb when it comes to people like us, because we're like, you guys don't even know, like, these same dudes y'all praising and y'all going after 600, man, 600 is helping y'all. And y'all don't even realize that. He's fighting for you. And you don't even realize that you need someone to fight for you, because you don't know the threat. You can't recognize or see the threat. But go ahead, Dan, you got anything to say about that?
No, I agree. I think they know that the legal system, when they do that shit to other people, the consequences are going to come quick. You know what I'm saying? A white woman's tears or Asian woman's tears is like, it's going to get shit done. So they understand who they can do stuff to because the way the justice system treats us.
Right. But Mike, you got any comments on that?
Yeah, I agree with what that brother just said. But instead of being on our side and fixing that broken justice system so that it stops doing that to us, they become a part of that racist justice system. That's the bad part. If you know the system is bad to your people, you should help your people overcome that system, as opposed to oppressing them more within that system. So yeah, I have no love for them cats sitting where they at right now. Shout out to Christopher Lovejoy 600, because I do agree he's doing a good job. I do.
Yeah, I agree. So the smart money is supported Christopher Lovejoy. I just understand that at any moment I could have been a victim of these dudes. I could be out there just going to Woody's barbecue and these dudes just randomly decide, oh, who is this? And you can't build or grow like that as a community where anybody can get killed at any moment. Look at what happened to Nipsey. The net worth or the what would I call that? Basically, like the GDP of that area increased exponentially while Nipsey Hussle was alive. They was buying up businesses, they was buying up those little shopping centers and stuff, and they just let the guy killed the guy. Like he was out there hurting people. He wasn't the dude shooting up the neighborhood. That's the homie, and we applauding him and shaking hands and hand slapping with him. The guy who's building up the neighborhood economically, bringing people from around the world to that neighborhood. We kill him like nothing. Man, I don't feel sorry for none of them. And if y'all got a problem with Crips Lovejoy, you guys can go look in the mirror and ask yourself why you hate yourself and why you hate black people. Because that guy is just someone who got sick of that shit. And for all we know, the stuff that happened with Nipsey could have been the catalyst that made him say, fuck this crap. I'm going to wage war against them with the law. Go ahead, Daniel.
I used to try to be respectful because I married an LA chick, but I always thought it was the dumbest shit ever. I always thought that gang shit was the dumbest shit ever. Because it wasn't really about you beefing with somebody about some money. You beef with somebody about some colors and shit. I always thought that shit was dumb. But you know,
it was even dumber about
in DC.
What's dumber about that, my brother, is what two colors on the American, what separates the red from the blue on the American flag?
White.
Exactly. Them niggas too dumb to even see that part.
They listen, man. That situation with the Big U stuff, it's a real sensitive situation. This whole gang, because if you grew up around this culture and you're a mature person and you see how these other groups have just eclipsed black people economically. They have left us in the dust. But that's because the mature people in their community saw that the gang shit and the violence was not conducive to building establishing an economic stronghold in LA. So they cut all that shit out. They stood up to the Mexican mafia. Y'all be like, the Mexican mafia extorting them. No, they not. They stood up to them fools. That's why the Mexican mafia going into politics. They like, dude, we got to just control this from another level, because those business owners and stuff stood up to them dudes. They was like, we're not going to let you take our kids and turn them into crash outs for the drug cartels. Why do you think Mexicans support Trump and stuff like that? Because they started realizing we can get away from this if we use the political structure. And look where they are now. They controlling everything, and everything they're not controlling, the Asians are controlling. And then the white man, he controlling shit from the top. What the black man controlling? Barbecue shacks, fucking barbershops, selling bean pies on the corner. Guys, we've been doing that shit since the 60s. And we actually are doing less of it, because now you got the Filipinos opening up barbershops, cutting black hair and stuff like that. Come on, man. Like, we keep losing ground, and y'all over here celebrating degenerates who are trying to, like, they're vampires sucking the little blood that's left out of our community. I don't support that. Guys, we're going to do our final thoughts because I got to wrap this up. I got prior engagements. Thank you guys for supporting me and supporting my Mother's Day fund. I appreciate it. And it's still not too late to support. Links for the donations are at the top. Cash App, PayPal, all that. They're pinned to the top of the stream. Hey, we'll start with Daniel Beverly. Final thoughts, and then we'll go to my boy, Mike Kimbrough.
Final thoughts is, it's not too late to come on home, Bucci. You FBA, okay?
I converted Mike Kimbrough. He's an FBA, but he been in Africa a bit heavy lately. Bro said, I love it over here. Okay, thank you, man. Thank you for having up. Dave. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, my final thought is that I hope this situation with the indictment is a wake-up call to all the young black men in Los Angeles in particular who look at that and think, I never, ever want to join the gang because I see what the end result is. So I hope, like one of your panelists said, I hope this is the downfall of that dumbass shit that has been a cancer in our community for the last 30 years.
Man, ridiculous. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Shout out to a new member, Zani. Zani, thank you for joining the membership. Appreciate you. Love having you aboard. Look out next week. That's when I'm going to start releasing members only content. But guys, I'm, you know, it's time for us to bring all this shit together. You know, I know a lot of people, you know, you see Big U in the title or something, and you're like, I see Big U, I click. I see this, I click. Hey, it's a lot of black men out here doing the right thing. We're trying to make a difference. We also need your support. So if you just give 10% of your attention and support to what we're doing on this side of YouTube and social media, that will help us make major waves. I mean, my brother's a director making movies, real movies, not the bullshit Tariq making, real movies that actually get ratings and go, you know, go into theater and DVD and all that stuff. We're working together on some projects right now. And my brother went to Africa and was blown away. You know, me, I'm a business owner in America, business owner in Africa. I got things going on over there. We too need your support because we're working for the community to build something so that you will have something, your children will have something to say, you know what, that's ours. Nobody can take that away from us. You know, we're trying to establish that foothold economically wherever we are. And if we have your support, I know we can do it. I know we can do it. So, you know, shout out to everybody who's involved in this situation. My prayers go out to all the families who are impacted by this situation. When we speak when we speak in a real way on these topics, honestly, we are not doing that to marginalize or punch down on anyone. We are only doing that to spread awareness and help people understand what is needed and what is needed to build a strong black community and what is working or what is preventing us from establishing a strong, healthy, healed black community in America and all over the world, because we're all together. You know, people say, oh, this guy's a Pan-Africanist. Well, guess what? Pan means everywhere. It means the whole world. So I work to help the black community here in America. I work to help the black community wherever there is a black community, wherever we live, we rest or lay our heads at. Thank you so much for watching this. I appreciate every single thing you do for me in this channel. Until the next time, take care of yourselves. But most importantly, please do everything you can to take care of each other. Happy Mother's Day. Peace and blessings.